Hi everybody. I'm going to future apologize that this is probably going to be a really long video. But I did, however, promise all of you guys my life story. And I'm going to do it piece by piece, bit by bit, section by section. So this is how we're going to start. So, here we go. So my story starts off like everybody else. I was born. Wonderful. I'm gonna start with my childhood, and when I say childhood, I'm only 17, almost 17, 17 in very few days, but I'm only 17, so I'm really not that old at all. But when I say childhood, I mean about 4, but maybe even 3, honestly. When I was little, I had a really bad emotional temper. I get very angry at the littlest of things. I'm the youngest in my family. I am from a family of 6. I have a dad, a mom, my oldest brother, who is currently 21. He will be 22 in July. And my sister's 20, 21 in October. I'm sorry, I gotta remember their ages. And my brother, who is a year older than me, is 19 now. Or, wow. Whoops. He's 18 now. He turned 18 in February. So I will be 17 in May 25th, 2013. Um, so I'm the youngest in my family. And my parents are both 46. 47. My dad just turned 47. My mom's turning 47 in August. But, yep. Yeah. Anyways, so my story starts childhood. 3, 5, 4-ish. Wow. So I'm the youngest in my family. And both my parents were the youngest in their family, so they always told me they understood what it was like to be the youngest. And granted, they did. They understood that, because they both came from rather large families as well. I mean, I don't think 6 is a large family, honestly. I mean, not cheaper by the dozen over here with 12 kids. But, so childhood. I wrote down some notes, so I'll be reading from a notebook. So I'm the youngest in my family, and my mom had anger problems before she had me. When she had my brothers, my oldest brother, and my sister, she was rather angry. I don't really remember too much, but she was angry. And then when she had me, after she had my brother, she decided she didn't want to be angry anymore. She had a lot of personal problems. So she went and she got help. And when she got help, she became really like zen. She just wanted to be at peace, and she found comfort in our religion, which is Roman Catholic. And she really just, she wanted to do things for herself. And because growing up, she had never done anything for herself, really. And so I mean, I was still a priority in her life, but she was trying to piece herself back together and get out and make friends. So, I mean, I wouldn't say I got pushed back, but I would say I got lost. So, I was always striving for that attention. I mean, coming from a family of 4 kids, I always wanted attention. And my dad is a cop. He's actually a state trooper, so there's a little bit of a difference for people who don't know. But so he's a state trooper, and he would often be at work, and my parents worked different shifts. So my mom would go to work, and she works at an insurance company, and then they would both be gone all day. And I never saw any. I saw them. I'm not gonna say I never saw them, and they were absent parents, because they weren't. They were there, and we did family things and family nights they tried to do, and Friday nights and stuff. So So they were there, but they weren't. Not as, to me, it was pretty regular. They were always there. But compared to other families, they were not there. So, yes. And so my dad's mom, my grandmother, would babysit me and my siblings. And she became my best friend. She actually taught me how to read. When I was little, I memorized the Where the Wild Things Are book because she used to read it to me so many times, and I recited it from memory and told her I knew how to read. And I didn't want to tell her I didn't know how to read when she asked me to actually read, but I'm sure she knew because as a little kid I'm not that clever. And she eventually taught me, and I love reading now. But she was awesome. And then she ended up passing away when I was in second grade. She was my Grammy Duty. Her name was Judy, but we called her Duty because she loved the show Hammy Duty, even though I never watched it with her. But Hammy Duty was what we called her. So she ended up passing away when I was in second grade, and that made me feel really, really lonely because my older siblings were older. They didn't want to hang out with a kid. I was a baby. You know, you go through that phase where you don't want to be associated with your little siblings. And then my brother, who was only a year older than me, or is only a year older than me, uh, didn't want to have anything to do with me, really, because I'm a girl. I'm from a family that's very male-dominated. Um, the girls in my family are not given the same respect. Nothing against either one of my brothers or my dad. It's just the way they were all raised. My dad was brought up in a very similar family in the fact that guys are right, guys are in charge. And then that rubbed off on my brothers. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just how it happened. And all the girls in my family are very passive. And we don't speak up for ourselves. So when we do, it's considered bitchy, which is what kind of happened with my sister and my mom and my dad. So I always just stayed quiet. And I would still say to this day I'm pretty passive and quiet. And I mean, trust me, I can get really loud. And really, really loud. So, yeah. When I say I'm quiet, I'm not like quiet as a church mouse. I keep to myself. And I don't want to bother anybody. So, yes. So she ended up passing away when I was in second grade. And then my cat passed away in third grade. But only a couple months of each other. And you're probably like, your cat passed away? Whoop-de-doo. Buy another one. Get over it. This cat I had all my life. It was my brother's cat. And I was born and it was there and then it was gone. And I was born and my grandma was there and then she was gone. And it hit me. Death is a thing. We're all going to die someday. And that scared me. And it gave me a lot of anxiety. And that's when I started actually having panic attacks and getting really anxious and staying up and getting scared of the thought of death. And I think that's where my story really begins. So, part one of this.